Hello, welcome back again to one of my other video which speaks on redirection operators in Unix. So to start with, we have to know something known as streams in Unix. So what is a stream? A stream is nothing but a sequence of bytes. I think you are aware that this you have learnt somewhere else, that is we call a file also as a sequence of bytes. Thus there is no much distinction between stream and file in Unix. Okay, so Unix treats in Unix we treat file as a stream of bytes. So now let us see. Unix gives us three such streams. One is the standard input, another one is the standard output, and one more is called as the standard error. Okay, so now these communication channels are special files with the file descriptors 0, 1 and 2. This further we will see where we can use it, but you do be aware that there is something called file descriptors which have the value 0 for standard input, 1 for standard output and 2 for standard error. Okay, so this whatever I have spoken here is been shown in a diagram in your textbook, which is a reference given to you. Okay, so when you take here the stream of input can come from a file, can come from a keyboard, or can come from something known as pipe, which I will be discussing further in my next videos how to take from pipe. So whenever I give some input, I just do think that it can be through a file or a keyboard or a pipe, and that input goes to the command, and output can be, it can be to the file, it can be to the display, or it can be again to a pipe. So that's what I told you. Pipe will take another video of mine to describe how the functionality of pipe is. But to start with, or by default, Unix treats keyboard as the standard input, monitor as the standard output. Okay, so this is what we have to know. And standard error also is been treated by the display screen. Okay, we don't have any other part. We are going to see our errors also in the display. So this is about how input and output streams can be dealt with Unix. Okay, so now we have the next concept called redirection. So we understood that by default everything will be through the standard input, all display will be through the standard output, and errors will also be done in the display screen itself. So won't you think that why can't we change all these things? You have seen in the diagram that not just the keyboard, you can have it from the file, you can have it through the pipe command. So now how to do that? So to do that we have a concept called redirection. So what is this redirection? That it says that it is possible to change the source from where the input is taken by the program, as well as the destination to where the output is sent by the program. This mechanism of changing the input source or the output destination is called redirection. So this can be asked as a 1 mark question to you in your part A of your exam. So what is redirectional task is the task of the redirection is to redirect, as the name itself says, redirect the source and the destination. So to do that we have one set of operators which can accomplish the task of redirection. I think these things I have already discussed in your theory classes, and we have used these operators in our programs also. So you take less than symbol, I told it is input redirection operator. Then we take greater than symbol, this is called as output redirection operator. Similar way, double greater than, it is called output redirection with appending. And finally you have something known as piping, which is connecting the output of one command as an input to another command. I think you remember me teaching you about cat command with these details, with these operators. Hope so you remember that, but if you don't remember, you can just have a hands-on on how all these things are dealt with. And to support our program is being designed in part B of your practicals, which illustrates all these things. That is part B program. I think it is the 17th program, which says that write a shell script to input a file name, check if the file name exists and has write permission, then ask the user to append the file. Later, display the contents of the file. This is the title of your program, which takes the concept of permissions, which has been taught by me in my previous videos. Next, it will take appending the file. Okay, so you are just not using creating the file here, you are trying to append the file and display the contents of the file, which we will be discussing in the next part of my hands-on. Okay, we shall have a hands-on on redirectional operators here. You can just have a look at the file which I have already created. I will just show you this. I have the names of your classmates itself in my file. That is Dhanush, Chaitanya, Anirudh, Naveen, Bharat. Okay, so this is what I have now on hand. So now if I want to edit something to this, so you know that we can give double greater than. So this is one of the what is that, a redirectional operator which can be done. So let me remember your names here. Let me take Jayashri as a addition. Okay, so you can just come out of this, Control D. Now you can just have a look at the things now. Cat names, it should have got appended here. So this is how the redirectional operator allows you to create or append a file which is already existing. So now if I want to sort the contents, that also I can do, and again I can redirect them to another file. So I will just see, I have one more command called sort. I will say I want the names to be sorted. So you can have a look here. I have here, what is this? Bharat has come first. Bharat, Anirudh, Chaitanya, Dhanush, Jayashri and Naveen. It is sorted, but the problem is with Bharat and Anirudh. So what do? So I will just give sort. I have an option called F, that is ignore the case sensitivity. So if I just do that, I will get this. So is it correct now? It is not taking capital B as a as superior over small a. So you can just see here, I can come out of that. Now I will just try to put the contents of this file to another file. So I will say cat, I will say sort -f names, redirect it into one more file called name. So just see here, nothing happened, but I have to see cat name. Did I get the same contents? Yes. So this is how redirection operator works. It can be one command or it can be many other commands. So this is one thing. So if you just take cat, I have to create a new file, means I will give say new file. Done. So I will give a new file which will be something like Lakshmi, Radha, Arya, like that. I will just Control D and come out. So this is one. If I want to display, I have told you this output redirection operator is optional. So you can just say new file. Done. So I am getting this. So we have covered redirectional operators which will create you the new file with greater than symbol, that is input redirection operator. Similar way, you have seen a command, you have seen one more redirection operator called less than, which is an output redirectional command. Similar way, you have seen double greater than, which is appendable operator. With that, double greater than also works as a command which redirects your output of one file to another file. Hope you have understood. Okay, shall we start with the lab program now? So here the program says that take input from the user, that is the file name. Check whether that file is there or not. If the file is there, ask the user whether he wants to append. If the answer is yes, then append whatever the controls, whatever the contents you want to do. Later you have to just display the contents of the file. So to do that, I have a first command which says that echo, enter the file name, read f1. So f1 is the variable which holds the name of my file. So now if minus f $f1, then that is minus f will allow you to see whether that file is there or not. If this is true, then you will do a set of tasks here. If it is false, you have it here, echo the file does not exist. So this is the first if, and this is the else part of that. Now assume that I have the file here, then the next input will be from the user, asking him that whether he wants to append it or not. You all know in my file permissions program, I had taught you, if at all you want to append a file, you should have the permission to do. What is that permission? That is the writable permission. So the user should have W write or W operation which can be performed on the file. So if I will take an input whether he wants to do it or not. If it is yes, then what I will do, I will check ch is equal to small y or capital Y. This O, as I've told you, this stands for logical OR. So if that is so, if the user wants to accept the choice, then it will check whether it is writable permission. If it is writable permission, I will do something. The else part for that is here, no write permission. So you have to check whether the file exists is the first thing. If file exists, if there is write permission is the second thing. If not, both have their alternatives. So now I assume that I have the file with write permission. Then what I will do, I will say enter the data to append and press Ctrl D at the end. So this is just a comment which allows me to have an interaction. So now what am I doing? Cat double greater than. So this is the redirection operator which I am using in order to send whatever the data has been typed on the standard output to the file f1. So whatever the file I have taken here will be just appended with. So that completes most of the questions which are asked in the practical part. Next, later it says it should not just append and keep quiet, it has to display the contents. To display the contents, I have this echo statement. I know these are all for decorative part. I am trying to display cat $f1. Okay, so you understood this now. So what we are doing, we are checking whether the file exists. If the file is there, then we are checking whether the user wants to write on it. If he wants to write, then we are checking whether it has write permission. With all those things, I would like to append something and then display the contents of the file. So now you have seen the program. Now let me show you the execution of this program. So I will just say sh, I want part B 17, and I have to give, or I have to pass my file which should be appended. So let us take the names itself as the file. So I will get enter the file name. Okay, so I will get names. Then do you want to append the file? Yes, I will say. Okay, now what you want to append? So let me append some more names to it. So let me take who are the classmates of yours. Let me take what is that, Nikhil. Okay, then I'm not getting your names. Let me take Radha. Okay, so like this. So I will just say Control D and come out. Okay, so you, before I could come out, you could see there the contents of the file are displayed. It's not just what I have given, it has been appended what I want also. So it has given Nikhil and Radha at the end. So you understood how the program works here. So we have taken file permission into account, we have taken redirectional operator into account, and then written a file which will allow us to append. Hope you have understood this part of the practicals. Thank you.